I used to believe I was free. I walked, talked, worked, and made choices like any other adult. But deep down, I always felt like something else was pulling the strings, like I was playing a role I hadn't agreed to. Saying yes when I wanted to say no. Smiling when I wanted to cry. Working jobs I hated, staying in relationships that hurt, and making decisions that didn't feel like mine. And then one night, lying awake at 3 a.m., it hit me. I had signed a contract. Not on paper, not in ink, but in silence. A contract I never consciously agreed to, but one I followed every single day. A contract shaped by fear, by shame, by childhood moments I couldn't even remember clearly. A contract that whispered, "Be good or they'll leave. Don't speak too loud or you'll be punished. Don't rest or you'll fall behind. Don't feel too much or they'll think you're weak." This contract wasn't written by me. It was written by the world around me, by the adults who raised me, by the teachers who demanded obedience, by the friends who vanished when I showed too much emotion, by the culture that applauded silence and punished vulnerability. I lived by this contract for years. And the scariest part? I didn't even know I had signed it. We all carry silent contracts. Invisible agreements we make with the world when we're too young to understand. Agreements that shape how we love, how we work, how we speak, how we hide. Some of us signed contracts that say, "You must succeed to be loved." So we burn ourselves out, chasing achievement, terrified of failure, convinced that slowing down means being forgotten. Others signed, "Never show anger." So we swallow every feeling, smiling politely while we rot inside, unable to set boundaries, afraid to defend ourselves. Some were taught, "You're only worthy if you're needed." So we become rescuers, saviors, emotional sponges. We pour from empty cups and feel guilty when we say no. And some of us signed the cruelest one, "You don't matter." So we disappear. We shrink ourselves. We apologize for existing. These contracts are not our fault, but they are our responsibility. Because the moment you realize you're living by a contract you didn't write, that's the moment you can start rewriting it. But rewriting is painful. Because first you have to read it. You have to dig into the places you avoid. The childhood you forgot. The voice in your head that doesn't sound like you. You have to name the beliefs that keep you trapped. You have to admit, this is not who I want to be. This is who I was taught to be. And then you face the fear. Because tearing up that contract means breaking rules that once kept you safe. Saying no when you were taught to say yes. Resting when you were taught to grind. Speaking your truth when you were taught to stay silent. And when you do that, the world reacts. Some people won't like the new you. They'll call you selfish, cold, arrogant, lazy, difficult. Because the moment you stop playing your old role, the entire system has to shift, and not everyone will want to shift with you. You'll feel guilt. You'll feel fear. You'll feel alone. But you won't be. Because on the other side of the guilt is freedom. On the other side of fear is truth. And on the other side of loneliness is you. The real you. The one who never agreed to shrink. The one who was born whole. The one who didn't sign the contract but lived by it anyway. And when you start living from that place, you stop surviving and start living. You stop asking, what do they want from me? And start asking, what do I want for myself? You stop chasing worth and start recognizing it. You stop hiding and start healing. But this isn't a one-time decision. It's 1,000 tiny choices. It's noticing the urge to people-please and choosing honesty instead. It's feeling the fear of rejection and showing up anyway. It's resting even when your brain screams that you're lazy. It's saying, I don't know, instead of pretending to have all the answers. It's forgiving yourself for signing a contract you didn't understand. And it's choosing every day to write a new one. One that says, I am allowed to be loved even when I'm not performing. I am allowed to rest, to cry, to be unsure. I am not here to be useful. I am here to be alive. I do not owe anyone the version of me that keeps them comfortable. This new contract is radical. Because it's honest. Because it's human. And because it's yours. No more living by rules that weren't made for you. No more apologizing for your needs. No more abandoning yourself to be accepted by people who never really saw you. From this moment on, you get to choose. Not perfectly, not without fear, but consciously. And that alone is powerful. That alone is revolutionary. So if you're watching this, maybe it's time to check the fine print of your own contract. What silent agreements are you still following? What beliefs are keeping you small? What roles are you playing that no longer fit? You are allowed to question them. You are allowed to grieve them. You are allowed to leave them behind. Because the life you want, the peace, the freedom, the joy, it isn't on the other side of more effort. It's on the other side of letting go. Of letting go of the masks, the roles, the rules you never agreed to, and coming back home. To yourself. That's where it starts. Not with a plan, not with perfection, not with fixing, but with remembering. Remembering who you were before the world told you who to be, and choosing to live as that person. Out loud. Unapologetically. Free. If this message hit home, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Comment below. What part of your silent contract are you ready to tear up? And if you haven't already, subscribe to Within You, because here you're not alone in your awakening. You're understood.